Big Bad Reggie LeBray has been nominated for Manager of the Season. Some keyboard warrior got it. Right, hello everybody, and welcome to another video on Jazzy and Steve. And this time it's my match preview for the Good Friday game down at Aston Gate against Bristol City. But before we go on, do us a favour please, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And like all of our videos at the minute, this is brought to you by Tyne Away Garage Doors. Give them a follow and go and see them if you've got any garage door needs. So in this video we'll talk about Swansea game. Not for long though, because it was, we'll talk about Bristol City, and obviously we'll talk about Sunderland, what things are going on at the minute, and how we think we should approach the, or how I think we should approach the game. So Swansea last Saturday, yes, it was very dull, very dull. Like even Paul said as well, and he's been saying, it's kind of as if we've accepted our fate. We know we're in the playoffs, we know we're finishing fourth. He's mixing things up a bit, which I'm fine with. I'd rather play shit football or not get the wins towards the back end of the season and rest certain players who are carrying knocks, carrying niggles, and then have everyone back fit so we can attack the playoffs than risk it basically, like I've just said. I don't make any sense there. But for me, yes, it was frustrating to watch. It is terrible. It's horrible to watch because you no matter what stage of the season it is, you want to watch your team win. But having said that, I agree with not starting Lafay, not risking JOBE in the last two games. We need these players fit for the playoffs. But team chemistry and all that, the team chemistry's fine. The team chemistry's fine. We've been the squad's been happy all season. They've been playing good football for the majority of the season. I'm not worried about the chemistry, and I know everyone keeps on banging about momentum and things like this, but I don't want to risk injuries to have momentum. Let's say we're starting to feel, let's say we're starting JOBE. They might play mint for the last couple of games of the season and then take a knock in one of these last few games and they miss the playoffs. For me, it's not worth the risk. And as much as it is hard to watch, I'd be fine with it as long as we turn up in the playoffs. I really would. I mean, some keyboard warrior got on the comments after the vlog on Saturday, saying blaming the officials, absolutely embarrassing. Obviously never watched the video because I didn't blame the officials. The officials were shite, yes. Their free kick that they scored their goal from was never a free kick in a million years. But I said in the video, we didn't deserve anything from the game. We didn't threaten, we didn't really create much. And Swansea weren't great, but they were better than us, if you know what I mean. I'm not too concerned about it. Yes, it was a hard game to watch. But at the end of the day, our focus is on the playoffs. It really is, and we know it is. We've got a very tough game coming up tomorrow, and not tomorrow, on Friday as well. Bristol City are in form. They're not the most informed team in the league, but they're in form. They're having an absolutely mint season. Their manager, he's 39-year-old Mannon, I think his name is. He's got them playing decent football. They're grinding out results and something. And they've had a rise up the table, and that's why they're fifth. They're sitting fifth, one place below us, on 64 points. They've won 16, drew 16, and lost 10 this season. They've scored 54, conceded 45, which is a goal difference of, oh, he's not here, +9. The last 5, they've drew, won, lost and won. They've only lost 3 games since Christmas. Only 2 of them games have been decided by more than 1 goal, so most of them have either been 1-1s, 1-0s or 2-1s. That's been their results. There's only 2 games since Christmas that haven't been either 1-1, 1-0 or 2-1. So they're not battering teams, they're not destroying teams, but they're doing enough to grind out the results, which has seen them rise up to 5th in the table. But like I said, they're playing really well, and they're one of these teams in a few of the games they've been scoring late equalisers or late winners, so that they're a team that's fighting. They're a fairly young, like the majority of them are young. They've got a couple of old heads in there, which we'll get to in a bit. But I think they've got to be. I think a lot of people have been taking them lightly this season. I really do, because nobody expects to see Bristol City up there, but you've got to see a fair play to them for how they've achieved it, how they've done it. They've kind of went by unnoticed. They've kind of just played their own game, played their own football, and you've just seen them rise up into the playoffs. And now they're probably the favourites next qualify for the playoffs. I know Company's 1 point behind them, but I think Bristol City overall, out of them teams that chasing their playoff spots, are probably there playing the best football and in the best contention to secure the next spot. It's not going to be an easy game on Friday. None of them are, and especially with, like you say, we're resting players. But they've got players who are shining for them. They've got Naki Wells, who we've mentioned several times in videos over the last few seasons. He's 34-year-old, but he's still doing a job. He's got 10 goals and 3 assists this season. They've got Anis Mehmeti. Me and Paul have mentioned him loads of times as well. He's their top goal scorer. He's got 12 goals and 1 assist. However, he's been on the bench for the last 3 games. He got subbed 4 games ago and he's been on the bench for the last 3 games. Don't know if he's carrying a knock or if he's a bit out of form. Bristol City fans, if you're watching, let us know in the comments. Let us know what the crack is, because he's your top goal scorer. But like I say, he's been on the bench the last 3 games. They've got Scott Twine, who we've mentioned loads of times. He's got 5 goals and 3 assists. He's had a decent championship career, if you will. He's been with Burnley, Hull, Huddersfield. He's got 5 goals, 3 assists. We know he can be dangerous if allowed time on the ball. Jason Knight, he's got 3 goals and 5 assists. Mark Sykes, he's got 3 goals and 4 assists, although wasn't involved in the last 2 games, so I don't know if he might be injured. Let us know again in the comments. And they've got Max Bird. Max Bird, I think he's in the centre midfield. He's got 1 goal this season, but he's got 8 assists. So he is very much a playmaker for Bristol City, who will be one to keep an eye on, who is very capable of creating things. But the whole squad, Bristol City have had 17 different goal scorers in the league this season. Got people who've got goals all over the pitch. Bit like us, we're the same. I think we had 18 different goal scorers when Mepham scored the other week. So this is a game of both teams who've got goals all over the pitch. The only difference I can see this game is that Bristol City have still got something to play for, whereas we have kind of accepted our fate of being in the playoffs. Which is frustrating for the people because they want to see us keep on going for, but we're now finishing 4th. But that leads us on to Sunderland. Paul mentioned in his video as well. Today, Rig and Job have been nominated for the AFL Young Player of the Season, and Big Bad Reggie LeBray has been nominated for Manager of the Season, along with Wilder, Parker, and the squeaky German in charge of Leeds. That's his name. Now, I know Paul mentioned his video. I'll quickly mention it in mine. For me, I don't see why Reggie shouldn't win it. It's his first season in English football. Like I say, he's got the youngest team in the AFL. We haven't spent a lot of money on our squad. Our squad's been brought in young and trained or brought in cleverly. Leeds, Burnley, Sheffield United are all still on parachute payments. They've all spent a fortune on their team. They've got players who have played in the Premier League. So they should have been easy to set up and easy to do, hence the reason they're in the top 3. It's always a knock-on effect. You see it now in the Premier League, the 3 that go up and the 3 that comes down. And then their parachute payments pretty much guarantee that they're going to be the 3 in the running to get promoted the following season. Reggie hasn't had any money. Reggie hasn't had ready-made Premier League players in their squad and things like that. He's had to mould them and train them and adapt them to play the way he wants them to play. And although, yes, we may have dropped our form a little bit towards the back end of the season, but we've done enough to get the job done. We're in 4th, we're finishing 4th, and we are heading to the playoffs. Another one on Job. He's back. Reggie said today that he will be available for Friday. However, he won't be starting. He will be on the bench. And also Yelda and Samed are back, so they could be starting all on the bench. We'll have to wait and see. Lineups wise, you don't know, because like I say, he's mixing the squad around, he's moving players around, he's resting players, which, like I say, I'm fine with. I'm fine. All this, yes, it'd be good to go into momentum, but maybe who's to say the last couple of games he's not going to put his strong squad out there just to have another couple of games under the belt. But what you don't understand is they're training with each other every day. They could be having behind closed doors playing games just to get their team moulded and playing a certain way. But also, they've been playing together all season, so they know what they're about, they know what they're capable of. Is Reggie playing a blinder by resting the stars, if you will, to keep them fresh so they can really attack the playoffs? But when it comes to it, time will tell. That's the only way we can do it. I'm not going to whinge and complain about it. I'm really not. But for my start 11 would be Pato in goal, Hume on the right, 09 and Meps in the middle, Yelda on the left, and I have Neil, Brown, and either Rig or Lafee. Personally, I think it'll be Rig, because I still don't think he's going to risk Lafee, although I would like to see Lafee in. Roberts on the right, and then I would have Wilson on the left and my ender up top. But I'd be happy with either way. I haven't got Watson in the fold, not because I've got anything against him, but I think his head's down. Some people were saying he didn't look as though he had much fight against Swansea. He looked as though he couldn't be asked, but me personally, I don't think anyone really did well against Swansea. I didn't think he had his head up his arse. I thought he was still trying. But he got booed when he got subbed, which I didn't agree with. Everyone's got their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to that. But personally, I didn't think he deserved to get booed. And I think because he got booed, that'll have had a big effect on him. So I wouldn't start him. I'd have Wilson on the left and I'd have Mayendo on the right. Because, like we've said before, Wilson is normally a natural wide player. That's where he's spent most of his career up to date. And it's only since he's come to us where he's been straight down the middle for like constantly. But I'd be happy with Mayendo on the left and Wilson up top. But I'd like to try Mayendo up top and Wilson out wide for once. See how it pans out. So I think Wilson and Mayendo can work well together, especially with the pace of them and when they're breaking forward. But that's what I would go for. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you'd make any big changes to that. Let us know if you're one of these ones who wants to see our best 11 playing every game in the final run of the season, or if you're happy about resting players to keep them fit, to keep them right for the important games, which obviously, as we know, are the playoff games. We're finishing fourth. If things finish the way they are at the minute, we're going to be playing Bristol City another 2 times in a month's time. So this could be a good game to suss them out, see what they're about, see where the main threats are. Not that Reggie and that have already been watching them, to be fair, and then we can learn how to adapt and deal with them in the playoffs. Unless obviously things change up, but this could be the team that we're playing in the playoffs, which I'd be fine with, to be fair. Like I said, we want to avoid Coventry. I wouldn't mind saying if Coventry have got to be in the playoffs, then I'd rather meet them in the final than do them over 2 legs. That's my quick summary on my match preview, shall we say, for Bristol City game. Me and Paul will be doing a live stream on Friday. Come and join us in the chat. We normally have a laugh. And like I say, we'll see how this game pans out. Score prediction for me. My head says we're going to get beat 2-1. But I can't do that, so I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Bristol City love a good 1-1. And they love winning by 1. So I'm going to say a 1-1 as my prediction. Like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if they nicked it. But we'll find out on Friday. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. See you on Friday, and of course, I win the lads!